Here's kitty cat. Here's kitty cat. Oh, he's such a sweet kitty. Kitty cat. Okay, well, he's doing his own thing, I guess. He can do kitty cat things. That's what he can do. Which apparently is laying on my shorts. Why are you on my shorts? Whatever. That's because that's where I put my shorts, I guess. I don't know. Derpy cat. He's a little derp. I wasn't gonna make a part 2 to the Olympic thing because I thought I had spoken everything I wanted to about it. And then I was talking to somebody around town, and they found out my first name, or my whole name, and then, you know, the conversation just eventually evolved from there, and whatever. I'm open to people asking me questions. I might not have all the answers, but I'm working on all the answers. I'm trying to figure everything out. So, yeah, I still have lots of emotions and feelings about what happened. I don't know that I can blame the boxers in question because from what I know of the 5-alpha reductase disorder, or not disorder, I mean it is a disorder, but deficiency, that's it, deficiency, I knew that. It's the enzyme that is needed to convert testosterone to DHT, or whatever the more potent testosterone is they don't have it, so they come out looking very feminine. And see, that's where I just don't know. When you get a in fetal development, you either hit 2 testosterone spikes or you don't hit any testosterone spikes. And if you hit the 2 testosterone spikes, odds are very high that you're going to come out as male. And if you hit neither of these spikes, you're going to be a female baby, because human development, or any fetal development, you start off as female. That's the blueprint, is you start off female, and then depending on the presence of an SRY gene or testis or something, anything that produces testosterone. I say that because I imagine there's some weird cases with parents with low testosterone using the gel and just not getting, and the gel not absorbing all the way, and baby absorbing outside testosterone from the mom, from something weird like that. You know, weird things happen, but essentially everybody starts off as female until the first testosterone spike, which I forget when that happens, but it is responsible for external genitalia. If you are male, you hit the first testosterone spike. If you're female, you either missed it or something really got messed up during this period. My case was my mom, they had given my mom a lot of medications, and I'm pretty sure a lot of it was, I don't know if it was progesterone based or estrogen based, but they gave her stuff to keep her from miscarrying. So that's part of what happened to me. Yay me. Um, Anyways, so everything continues on thus forward. In this case, they had high testosterone, but they lacked the enzyme to convert it from its free testosterone state to the potent one. So they may have come out with ambiguous genitalia. I don't know. I do know that in a lot of the world, they view ambiguous genitalia as, oh, it's easier to make the baby a girl than it is a boy, which isn't right. You should let the baby grow up, figure out the baby's personality a little, and then decide. As long as the child can urinate properly, really ambiguous genitalia shouldn't be touched until the baby knows, or until the parents and the doctors know what kind of personality they're working with, if they're working with a little boy or a little girl. Um, so there's that. And I don't know what state of ambiguous genitalia if either of these boxers had it. Um, I do believe that the one boxer was raised as a woman, and by the time puberty hit, that's game over. Um, and my opinions aren't. I don't have very strong opinions towards how they identify, if that makes sense. I have more strong opinions that they don't realize just the amount of damage they could have done to a woman who has never gone through male puberty. But I I understand the desire to compete. I have the desire to compete. It is in a different area now. I'd rather sing and do vocal ensembles and singing rather than sports competitions anymore. I don't have the joints that will last anymore. My half my joints are all screwed up, and really shouldn't be competing anymore. But that's neither here nor there. I don't know that either. I don't know how either one of those boxers really identifies, because it goes back to those testosterone spikes. The first one, if you miss it, gives you female genitalia, um, or ambiguous if you hit some weird strain of it. I believe that's where gonad differentiation, or I believe that's where gonads, yeah, differentiation forms as well. Is you get these two gonads, and depending on the presence of an S or Y gene, they either stick with the Wolffian structure and become testicles, or the Mueller duct system and stay as ovaries, or in my case, you get some weird messed up version of both structures. Um, attached to each other, and it looks really. I've seen pictures of my gonads. They look weird. Well, the two that I know where they are, they look weird, and there's a structure on one of them that is not on the other one that looks really weird. So that's that's fun. But moving on to the second testosterone spike. Um, if you miss that one's going to affect how your brain develops. Either you develop a male or a female brain. If you miss that spike, you develop a female brain. If you hit that spike, you've developed as a male. You've developed a male brain. Um, don't really know why some people miss or hit or when they're not supposed to, but in this case, that's why I'm uncertain how they actually identify, is because they missed or didn't have enough of the potent testosterone to justify or to masculinize their brain. I don't know how they feel. I don't know how they identify. I honestly could care less, because I find myself in a similar boat of, well, I was assigned female at birth, and that went really very poorly once puberty kicked in and I developed as a biological male. Um, what is you doer's cat? Well, there he is, anyways. Um, so yeah, I can't really say. Um, and I can't. It just feels so humiliating to me. Um, it feels humiliating to me as somebody who went through being assigned female and then having to give up this identity that you were, picking up a new identity. I'm lucky my first and last name I can flip around. Thankfully, my last name is a guy's name, so I can just kind of flip that around. So, but I can't imagine how humiliating it is to go all this time. Yeah, you develop masculine, male, you can't avoid the fact that you developed masculine and you went through male puberty, but to have tests confirming that you're definitely not female, you were raised female, you I don't identify as female, so I guess that works in my favor, but realistically that's not what wants to work with me, so meh. But I can't imagine what one of these individuals with that particular DSD goes through. They think, oh, they're just normal female, and puberty comes and it's male puberty. There's no ounce of female puberty. I got lucky. I have ovarian tissue, so I was able to pick up some female puberty, but once male puberty picked up or kicked on, that was the end of that. There was nothing female happening anymore. So I honestly have a lot of empathy. I'm not impressed with the fact that they boxed against biological women, but I have sympathy and empathy for them, in that I'm in a similar boat, but I'm not going to compete against women. And I think that's purely on the IOC's, their stupid rules. Because according to them, I could easily compete and I could easily dominate in the sport I chose to participate in, and that doesn't make it right. And nothing that happened was right here, but I can at least step back and say, not sure it's all their fault. They had to have known they were stronger than most women, but I mostly blame the IOC. Yeah.